Pleasure.
And on behalf of the Coalition for Space Exploration, we're just thrilled that we can meet today.
Thank you.
I have some questions to ask you.
Sure.
And I was wondering, as children, we always have dreams and hopes and aspirations, and I wondered what yours were, and if they included flying or space travel or anything like what you have actually done.
The first dream I remember is I wanted to be the first female Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And my parents laughed at me and said, "You know, you're not Canadian." I think they were kind enough not to say, if you've noticed, it's an all-guy organization. My folks and my teachers were really good. I was always interested in looking up and I loved the stars and all that. At the age I'm at, that wasn't even an option, so it's something I would consider thinking about.
Yeah, it was a very foreign idea for us back then, wasn't it? When did you begin thinking about the possibility of going into space?
Well, in 1984, when President Reagan announced the Teacher in Space program that he wanted to fly a teacher, I and teachers all over the country, we all did the same thing, which is good because we're always looking, as you know, for opportunities to further our learning so that we can do a better job bringing the world to our students and bringing our students out to the world. And that's so that opportunity came along. We applied and got it.
Who were your models as a child? Who were your role models, and who inspired you and influenced you?
Oh gosh, my teachers were really important when I was young. I loved learning. I had really good teachers. So I think that and my family, my parents, provided my brothers and me with lots of, they just provided us with lots of opportunities. And that was good.
And you're the only girl in your family?
I am.
How many brothers?
4.
So the Canadian Mounted Police might not have been such a far-off aspiration for you. After all, I'm sure you could do everything your brothers could do.
Well, you'd laugh about that one too, because you know why I really wanted to be it, because you ride horses and you had cool outfits.
What would you say has been your family's reaction to your being an astronaut?
They've been involved with the program from day one, from the beginning, and they know it's really important, and they're very, very supportive. My husband would rather it were him, but everybody's really supportive, and they know it's important. They're very proud to be a part of it. It's a family thing, and they're very proud.
Which is really wonderful, isn't it, to have that support and encouragement. I know that you're an educator, and you always will be an educator. I think it's in your blood, that's clear. What would you like to see happening in our classrooms, and how do you think the goals that you envision can be achieved?
I would like all of our students and all of our teachers to be able to have opportunities just like this, and other opportunities where they get to experience the world and life firsthand for themselves. And so that would be my goal. How we do that is all of us who have these opportunities, if we can keep working hard to pass those opportunities along to others, I think we can.
Always hard work and perseverance. Do you plan to go back to the classroom full time?
I would love to go back to the classroom. I hope to be able to.
You think NASA will let you?
NASA doesn't tell me what to do and what not to do. So we'll see.
I have a few questions from a student of mine who did a women's history project on you. And I said to him, if you could meet Barbara Morgan, what would you like to ask her? So he gave me a few questions. One was...
What's his name?
His name is Nathan.
Nathan. Tell him hi.
Okay, I will. He wanted to ask you, would you like to go to the moon after having been in space on a shuttle mission?
I would love to go to the moon. First, tell him that I would actually love to go. Shuttle missions are wonderful. It's great work. They're short. 2 weeks felt too short. And I think long duration missions or longer duration missions are the way to go. And so I think it would be wonderful to be, the International Space Station is a fabulous place to live and work. I think it would be wonderful to get to do that. And going on to the moon would be wonderful. I did ask if I could go to the moon. And at my age, I kind of got laughed at. So, and it's time to move on and let our younger folks, have turns and do these things. And I hope he and and others who are interested will think about that, going on the moon. And I'm going to be really excited when we send our first people to Mars, and excited to see what we learn from our explorations there.
It will be a very exciting era, a whole new era in space exploration. It will be. He wanted to know, did you like controlling the robotic arm?
I loved controlling the robotic arm. It's a great job. It's very challenging, and it's that good kind of challenge where you work really, really hard to learn how to do it, and you do a good job, and it's a job that you can be proud of, and that's something I hope all the kids know, that whatever they do, that I hope they know that they worked hard at it, and that they can be proud of their accomplishments and their success. What I love most about it, I think, is it is math in action, and it's very fun. I love geometry. I love all math, but geometry in particular. And there's a lot of different math involved in flying the arm, but geometry really stands out, and it's fun to do geometry.
I like the way you say it was math in action, because I don't think kids really get an opportunity to see math in action in that way, in a kind of visual spatial environment.
And we can do a good job teaching that way too, so that they can.
Yeah, absolutely. How did you spend your free time on the space station?
Free time?
You didn't have much.
There's no free time, no. We actually have periods of time that are blocked out, and towards the end of the mission, you generally get about a half day off. We still had lots of things that we needed to transfer, so we were still transferring stuff. Even when you look at the timeline, you'll see an exercise period, you'll see a breakfast, or a post-sleep and a pre-sleep and a lunch and a dinner time and a meal time. But you're generally working through all of those, or getting ready for the next activity that you're doing. We had a couple, maybe 2-3 meals together. The rest of the time, even though we had planned out meals, we would just kind of snack along the way. And whenever we could, I would take the opportunity to look out the window.
I've heard that that's one of the favorite pastimes of astronauts, is to see our planet from space. Did you feel a moment or many moments of inspiration or of being connected to was it a spiritual experience for you?
It is. I mean, when you're looking back on the planet Earth, it's a beautiful place, and we've heard many people say this before, so this is nothing new, but there are no, the countries aren't different colors, and all divided up. Although you can see some, especially if a country has agriculture right up to its border and the other country doesn't, you can actually see those kind of demarcations. But especially looking at this, you don't, from the shuttle, you do not see the whole planet. You just see part of it. You see the curvature about like this. And when you see the thin atmosphere, especially day sunrise and sunset, and you look down and you see that it really is one world that we all share. It gives you a deeper sense of responsibility for our planet and taking care of it.
You have a global view, no pun intended. I enjoyed your description earlier today of the different colors of blue. I thought that was really...
Well, I wish I had the words to tell the different colors of blue. In the sunrises and sunsets, you'll see 30 to 40. We can't capture on our digital or our film. I don't know why.
But your eye, your personal eye, could see,
you see
levels
these layers.
of...
You see lots of different layers of blues and oranges also. And each one is a different color.
It's amazing. I have a hard time visualizing that.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed hearing you describe that.
Well, if you look at the pictures, and you can get them online at the NASA websites, but look at different pictures of sunrises and sunsets, and you'll see, if you look closely, you'll see a few layers. But for some reason, we can't capture all the layers.
Interesting. Given all your training in preparation for your space flight, what did you feel were the most unexpected learning experiences for you personally?
During the training or on orbit?
When you were on orbit.
When we were on orbit. The first big surprise was feeling upside down for a whole day and a half, even though I was keeping the shuttle ceiling at my head. So that was a big surprise. Another surprise was looking out the window the first time out in space, the Earth, and it was a daytime pass, and the Earth was beautiful blue. We were over the ocean, which is most of the Earth, and white clouds. But looking up into the blackness of space, I've never seen it black like that anywhere on Earth. It's just like all those layers of blue. I've never seen it black like that, and it was a flat black, but not like flat black paint. And I wish I could describe it, but I just haven't seen that color. You could see through it, and the pinpoints of light just hung there on invisible strings, just hanging there, and you could see a depth to it. But it also seemed really creamy, so it had a texture. So creamy black is the best I can describe it, which is kind of weird, because creamy is a black color.
So it sounds like you had some visual experiences that you didn't anticipate necessarily.